Joe, before we get into Saturday's game against Grimsby at home, let's talk about your start to the season. How have you found life in League Two?
I mean, obviously, from what I've been used to in National League North, it's been a different experience, different types of games I've had to play in, different opponents. But for the most part, I felt like I've dealt with it quite well. I'm obviously still learning my trade in the league, still getting to grips with the tempo, the physicality and stuff like that. But for the most part, I feel like I've done okay.
A period of adaptation for you then, I suppose, making that step up.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, new challenges, stuff like that. But obviously, I'm going to have to get to terms with it sooner rather than later. Obviously, because now is the start of the season. Obviously, we're building our way into things, so I'm going to have to adapt very quickly.
I suppose as a young player as well, having those learning experiences and having the amount of games that you've had under your belt so far in League and Cup is really good for you because it's an experience that you are constantly learning from.
Yeah, obviously, it ties back into different types of opponents. I mean, we've already played, granted it was a 21s team, but Premier League standard team, Championship team, and obviously, playing in League Two against a more physical opposition. It's definitely been testing. It's been testing for all of us, I think. But I feel like as a team, once we start getting things, properly clicking and things, move from back to front a little bit better, it'll be smooth sailing.
A variety of experiences, I suppose, for you in terms of playing in front of 10,000 at Wrexham, playing in a massive stadium at Blackburn, playing then at the Poundland Bescott Stadium. For you, it's been almost a baptism of fire, but in a completely variety of different ways as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been surreal experiences. Obviously, playing my first game at Blackburn, it's not something I really expected. But it's all about how you play at the end of the day. It's all about the team's results, stuff like that. So you've got to kind of push that to one side if you can, and just focus on the game, focus on your game, more importantly.
Somebody came back into the fray on Tuesday. I know Tom Knowles, an interview we did with him after the game, spoke about how he's learning off you in regards to the defensive side of things. Whilst you're more than capable of going forward yourself, you guys seem to be working in a very close relationship, both on and off the pitch as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the people I'm closest to in here. I get along with him really well. We've been pushing each other since we've been back in. He's been talking to me, giving me all the advice he possibly can, because obviously, like everyone says, you're young once. He's experienced everything that I've experienced so far, coming into the fray and coming into the team. He's been a really good guide for me. I can go to him for anything, and obviously the most important thing is pushing each other on and off the pitch. I feel like throughout the season, as it progresses, we'll undoubtedly be pushing each other's standards really high.
Moving into the game this weekend against Grimsby, it was a win last time out for ourselves at home. How important is it in the league? How important is it to make the Bescott Stadium a fortress and a real tough place for teams to come?
Obviously, it's what you strive to do. You never want your team to beat you at your own backyard. Like you said, it has to become a fortress. Teams have to fear coming to these places. I feel like on Saturday it's a really good opportunity to put our foot down and prove that.
I think as well, if the team can obviously cut out the defensive errors, we seem okay going forward as well and a real threat, and especially at home we bided our time against Stockport last time out, but we were clinical. If we can have that clinical edge in games as well, especially at home, and put teams to the sword, that can really sort of put us on a different trajectory as well, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to treat every game the exact same, home or away. You go in there to do a job, you go in there to win. Like you said, we were clinical against Stockport, and that's something that needs to be something that we reflect on throughout the whole season. It needs to be clinical edge. We need to be sharp in both boxes. I feel like You know, obviously the goals that we have conceded so far, granted, same with me, mistakes, I'm still learning my trade, but it's the same with everyone. We have to be ruthless in both boxes, we have to put teams to the sword.